What's good, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another DNA video. Today we're going to talk about everybody's favorite Hydro Dragon Mommy, the Bikini Waifu, Fushu. And I gotta tell you, she's an absolutely insanely broken character. She's so good. I love this unit. She provides so much for your team, and the best part about her is that she's a unit that the more you work into her, the more you put it into her, she's going to give you even more back. A lot of people, when you start building your Fushu right off the bat, you're going to have a very strong character, but the more you invest, the more Introns you get on her, the more smelts you get on her weapon, and the more you put into her demon wedges by duping them up, the more she's actually going to provide. Now, this build right here is going to be a very standard build that's going to provide you a lot of good stuff, but is not a min-max build. Therefore, we still have a lot of room to make her even better and improve the buffing capabilities she's able to provide your team. With all that said, though, let's hop right in. Right here, we have my stats. We have 1.2k Hydro attack. When it comes to our max sanity, we're at 402. Skill damage, 286. Skill range is base. Skill duration is 137. Skill efficiency is 164. Now, this is my current build. It's in the process of getting better. You do need more Hydro attack. You do need more skill damage to overall improve and maximize the buffs she's going to give your team. This is by no means the stats you should have on her when you're fully building your Fushu, but you guys know me over here. I usually put out a build that is something everybody could use as a guide, and later down the line I put out the min-max build with like full Introns or plus 10 wedges, you know, full smelt on the weapon and all that good stuff. But for now, this build has been pretty good. But before we hop into the build, let's actually look at the skills and break them down in a very simple way. First off, we have her Sub-Celestial Solace, which is going to be her regular skill. She's going to summon Yunshi, and this is not only going to deal damage, but it's also going to restore HP and sanity for nearby teammates. You guys could check everything right here, the healing, sanity recovery, and the damage, which is pretty damn good. It's just an area. She's going to summon the Yunshi, and that's going to pretty much do everything, okay? Then we have her buff, Holistic Harmony. This is her bread and butter when it comes to buffing your team, and absolutely the first skill that you should be leveling up on her, because it will make everything that much easier. And I'll break this down real quick. Deals Hydro damage to nearby enemies, grants the user Ultra Shield and an attack speed increase. Nearby allies receive an Ultra Shield and 9 Needle Therapy, and 9 Needle Therapy increases skill damage by a percentage of Fushu skill damage. Now, this is very important. The higher your skill damage is on Fushu, the more she's going to be able to increase the skill damage. Now, keep in mind, this does cap out at 120% of her skill damage. Now, this is really, really important that you guys notice. The more you build her up, the more this is going to give you, right? When you first start off, right, if you're a brand new player and you're building your Fushu, you're not going to have the ability to max out all of these stats, right? You're not going to be able to hit this threshold right away. 120% skill damage cap boost is going to be something that takes a little bit of time, that you'll get to that cap boost as you get, you know, more smelts on her weapon and you get her demon wedges, you know, leveled up. This is something that it is going to be getting better until you finally reach the cap boost. This is something that you guys got to pay attention to, and it's also going to give that nice attack speed boost, which is also pretty nice. Moving on over to the passive, we have Archaea's Revival. Using a combat or ultimate skill by the user or nearby allies grants 1 stack of skill speed increase up to 2 stacks. So this is really good. Skill speed, and it will stack up. You guys can check right here, skill speed boost per stack, which is really nice. And the duration, I really like that as well. When we have her passive, increases skill damage based on the number of Yunshi on the field, which is pretty much her summons. Very nice. And then we have her support ability that's only available when she's deployed as a combat partner. Increases skill damage for self and allies if 2 or more characters on the team share the same element. Pretty damn straightforward, and these things right here is just more skill damage because she is going to need them, and skill duration. Overall, that's the gist of her kit. The one thing you're going to try to min-max when it comes to her particular, you know, build is making sure you're able to cap out the 9 Needles Therapy buff so you can get the most bang for your buck, and your overall damage increase is where it needs to be to its full potential of what Fushu can offer. Now, let's go ahead and talk about, let's actually move on to the Introns. I'm only going to talk about the first one. I can show you guys the other two. I did get very lucky. I was able to get Intron 3. Now, I will be very clear with you guys. You guys know how I am. I'm very transparent with the way I play this game. I don't usually spend any money. I got I2 from theater with 26 shards. And I bought the little $5 bundle, and I got myself another 4 shards, so I was able to get I3. Not that it's really like super needed. I'm gonna be real, that I1 is just cracked. When Fushu or her nearby teammates are applied with 9 needles therapy, they ignore the target's defense by 30% when dealing skill damage. Ladies and gentlemen, she heals. She gives you sanity. She gives you skill damage, and she's also going to make it so you ignore your target's defense by 30%. And attack speed, she just gives you a lot. She's a very solid character. Getting that Intron 1 is going to be amazing for your increase of damage. This is going to be a really good Intron. Her Intron 2 increases the maximum number of Yunshi allowed on the field at the same time to 3, which is really nice. It gives you, more Yunshi that you can go ahead and put on the field. Something similar to Rebecca, where she also increases the number of jellyfish with her Intron 2. Intron 3 is just going to give you levels, which is pretty basic, and that's all where I'm at. These two right here, if you're able to get them, are going to be very nice. Her Intron 1, though, is going to be absolutely beautiful. Moving on over to my demon wedges. Now, there are some things I want to talk about when it comes to this particular build. This is the build that I'm currently working with, and yes, most of my demon wedges are +7. I think that is a solid stopping spot right now until we get more info on the upcoming Hydro demon wedges. We do know some of them, but I don't see a reason to really go off and +10 all of these wedges when we don't know the final calculations to be sure we can reach the 9 needle therapy threshold, right? With that said, I do have wings inspo on here because we know we're getting something along those lines for every element, so this is probably going to get replaced with the upcoming, wings mod that we're going to get, just like we got one for a Nemo not too long ago, right? So when it comes to my particular build, I'm rocking 2 Wings Inspo Volition, Wings Volition, because it's just going to be really good. It's going to give you max sanity, and it's going to give you skill damage, which is really good. This is pretty much what you need. Now, I will say, once you have everything leveled up and everything fully worked on, if calculations are correct, you have her weapon, you have her full Introns and all that. If I'm not mistaken, you probably only need 1 +10 Wings Volition, but that's going to be a while, and that's counting all her demon wedges being at tip-top shape. For now, I'm fine with 2 Wings Volition over here, which are pretty good. We do have Blaze Inspo, which is going to give you attack and skill efficiency, which is also going to be vital for her, so she can cast her skills more. And also the attack is very important because it goes hand in hand with Frosty Torrent, which you want to make sure you rock on her. It's going to give you skill damage, which once again pairs very well with her kid. And when a Hydro character uses a skill, the user and nearby allies gain an attack increase equal to a certain percent of the user's attack up to a certain point for 10 seconds. So you want to make sure you max out that buff as well. So you want to get her with some really nice attack. That's why, Blaze Inspo is so good. From here, we have Prime Uplift, and this one doesn't really matter. You can run, Uplift or Serenity. It doesn't matter as long as your other AI companion has the other one, right? So if you're running Uplift on her, you want to make sure your other AI companion has Serenity and vice versa. Honestly, go with the one that you have the highest on, and that's all that really matters when it comes to her. Then we have Seaweed Midnight Sun for Hydro attack, skill damage, and skill duration. And then, like I said, we have our Wings Inspo. And this is a very basic build for her, but it works wonderful. She's able to do everything she needs to do. And from here, this is a very solid starting point to when we get the new Hydro Demon Wedges. We can see which pieces need to be changed and which ones need to be improved, which I will be uploading that video as well. I'll be waiting, and usually I'll have the full duped, fully build +10 everything Fushu guide coming out when that happens, so stay tuned. Now from here, we're going on to her weapon. She is going to be an AI companion, and this is the weapon that we're rocking on her right here. I just showed you guys the build, even though it's a very basic build. We're using the Halcyon Gracefall. Skill damage +20%, and when a Hydro character deals crit damage with this weapon, increases skill damage for allies by a certain percentage for 6 seconds. Very good weapon for her. Once again, synergizing with her kit very well. This is a good weapon. Now, if you're brand new and you're just starting out and you want to get the most bang for your buck, you can absolutely pair her with a Wainwraith that's max smelted. You can get this in a day, whereas you might not be able to get this right away, but this is only going to be here for like a little bit, just to give yourself more skill damage. Ideally, her best in slot is going to be her weapon. Once you're able to even get more dupes, it's going to be even better. Now, it does say when a Hydro character deals crit damage with this weapon, increases skill damage. What does that tell you? You want to make sure you're critting. So as you can see, we have a very high crit chance over here. And that's really all that matters. So that's pretty much what we're rocking on here. Impetuous, Focus, Rage, Celerity, Impetuous Focus, Continuity Trammel, and Utmost. Now, honestly, just get your attack speed and your crit chance as high as possible, and you'll be absolutely fine with this particular weapon. And that is all we currently have when it comes to Fushu. I think she's a very, very solid character, and she's very, very good. Now, we don't really need to talk about the Genie Mons because she is going to be a combat partner that's just going to be helping you out. Obviously, Chatty Bro, Boxy Bro is going to be the GOAT because you're going to be using her to like farm and stuff like that. But if you're pairing her up with characters like Rebecca, right? Characters that are going to benefit from summons, you are going to be using your Hydra Elf. It's going to give you, more damage for each summons and all that good stuff. This is going to be the scenario if you're doing things like Theater on a Hydro reset, if that ever happens, and we don't get, 5 months straight of a Nemo. Just joking. But yeah, for the most part, you're just going to always have her on the team, and your character is going to be using Boxy Bro because you're going to be farming. But if you're pushing, you're probably going to rock her with this because you're going to have Rebecca with you for the whole Hydro synergy for the most part. Other than that, that's really everything that you need to know regarding Fushu. She's an absolutely amazing character. I love her. She looks so good. She looks super good. I think they cooked with this character, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do in the future. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this character in this video. For now, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.